Hey guys, Jake from Full Access UTV. Today is Sunday, February 20th. I'm out working on the Kraken buggy and I am mounting the Supercharger. Definitely a little behind, but I am working in the Kraftwerks directions, came to direction number 20 and caught some big problems. On the 18th, Friday, they put these kits up for sale, and I don't think the directions are going to be updated before anybody gets these kits. So these are some things you need to know. And this is only me getting up to about direction 25. First and foremost, that direction says, first thing, remove the engine cover, the engine side cover. Angela's going to go in here and show you what that means. But basically on the engine side cover, you know you have your sight glass where you see your engine oil. That's your problem. It doesn't say drain your engine oil. Obviously I caught that and I knew better. But yeah, you got to drain out your engine oil. So make sure it's all gone so that you don't have a huge mess and disaster in your skid plate. The other thing is you're going to need to get yourself some engine oil. I recommend the Mobile because we're usually running Rotella Triple T, like a T6, because it has high zinc content for the flat tappet cams. This is another really good product. It's been out for years, but it has a lot of zinc content. This is what I would highly recommend running, but you got to get yourself some oil. Don't know if you need an oil filter, depends on you, and if you need to do an oil change, whatever, but hey, make sure you got that. The next thing is, it says remove that engine cover and then remove the crank bolt and the crank washer. What they're talking about is this. This bolt here goes in here and is cranked in there. There is a lot to be said about this right here, but I'm going to say do not remove this bolt, guys, unless you've got an impact. And the reason I say that is because as soon as I saw the directions like this, I knew to go to the service manual. The service manual, there's 3 specific tools to keep this completely stationary and not move. You cannot move this. You do not want to crank this. You have a chance of spinning the motor backwards. You could kink the timing chain. You could break the timing chain. You could blow your motor. So owning the Supercharger now, you're kind of on your own, probably from the dealer anyways, but the last thing you want is problems. Hold this thing tight, hold it steady, and blast that with an impact. And it's regular lefty-loosey, but get that out of there. Do not let this move. Okay, so that's one thing to discuss. The next step was install the new gasket and reinstall the side cover. So Kraftwerks does give you a new gasket for this, but there's more to be said there, a lot more to be said about that one simple little line. Number one is, if you look in here in the bottom, you see all my shavings. I have scraped this gasket area, and you need to go all the way around and scrape it and clean it. And then you need to do the same thing on the side cover and completely scrape off all that, all the material from the old gaskets. And you can see I still got a little bit of work to do. You can clean it off with some carburetor clean or something else, but you want to get rid of all the residue and everything else. You actually need to have a silicone or a gasket maker. So I'm using Ultra Gray, which is just a basic thing you can get at an auto parts store. We use this for Polaris and the Cowie motors, but this is what you need. And let me show you the 3 spots you're going to need to put it, and this is according to the service manual. Number 1 is on your side cover, right here, you need to put a little bit here, and then you got 2 case halves. So you got an upper and a lower case half, and they meet right here, and you can actually see the old silicone right here and all the way across. So you need to put a dot of silicone here, and on the exact opposite side right here, so you don't have any leaks. Then your next step is going to be torque sequence. There's a very specific torque sequence for torquing these in and at what foot-pounds. Hey guys, I'm going to put a link into this that shows you, I'll just put it up on a page on the website and I'll throw a link to it, so that way you guys know what the torque sequence is and specifically what the number is. But that's it. I just caught this and I thought, hey man, we better do a quick video. So if you got a Kraftwerks, you're about to install it, hopefully you caught this video first. But Jake from Full Access UTV, thanks for watching guys, appreciate it. All right, so this is an add-on video after the other one. It's been a few days later, but hey, we came up with an answer and came up for a cure. When you guys are looking for that tool, that stator holder or rotor holder for the Kawasaki, if you guys look that thing up, it's $500, $600, $700, and depending on where you get it, and nobody in the country's got it. I came up with something a little different. I got a tool. This is going to hold your rotor or your stator
for a KRX, but it's also going to hold the Supercharger pulley from Kraftwerks, and this will also do it for like an RZR, their Honda Talons, or any of the other kits. They're using the same crank adapter and bolt pattern, so this will work both ways. So basically I want to show you guys how this is going to work. Okay, so the number one issue here is this is the bolt you got to remove as soon as you remove that cover. So to remove this bolt, as soon as you turn it counterclockwise, it's going to try to spin this motor counterclockwise, which you don't want to do. As you can see, there's, you know, little chains in there. There's just too many things. If you did that in a Polaris, you'd have big issues. So the Kawasaki's pretty new. We all know we don't want to have issues. So basically we got this tool. Now the key to doing the tool and doing it for removal is you want to put this in underneath your tube of your motor mount. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple, but you're just going to set it in there and hit it like that. Now what you want to do is just slide it up on there, lock it into the teeth, and make sure it's setting there against the edge, which it is. So right now I would have no problems getting on here and putting a breaker bar or whatever and just popping this bolt loose. So that's it. That kind of shows you guys how to do the removal. Now the install is a different trick. If you guys are installing a Kawasaki KRX 1000 alternator kit, this is the tool you need. You can do the exact same thing, but you put it the other way. So now you're going to set it in there and lock it in, and you're going to put it on the top of the motor mount. And it's okay to spin this thing a little bit forward or just a tiny bit back if you have to, but just a little bit. But either way, we could spin this clockwise and sit it forward, and it's actually already hitting. So that's it. Right now it's sitting against the motor mount, and you can tighten this bolt in to the required torque. So one other thing I'll show you guys. So now with the install, you guys are going to have to install the crank pulley adapter from Kraftwerks. So one of the things about it is, and to show this, is you're going to see this is their Supercharger setup. This is what they need you to install. So the first thing you notice is the aluminum housing goes back on. Then you have this black housing that gets bolted to the aluminum housing, and then this goes on. Clearly you can't hold it with the rotor holder. So that's why we came up with the next part. It's kind of a two-piece tool. So this is the bolt you got to put in there, and to tighten it, we designed this other section on the back. Like I said, this is pretty much universal between their Supercharger kits, so this would be a great tool for locking any of their kits. But basically, you'll notice a 6-bolt pattern. You match it up. You simply take your screws. You screw in like 3 or 4 of these screws. Lock it on in, and the key is set it on top of your motor mount right here. So now, when you're trying to tighten it in, now you can torque this and torque it to the 100 foot-pounds I got specified in the directions, and nothing's going to move on you, and nothing's going to be any weird. Simply remove it, and you guys are done. So another cool tool we came out with. I'll also do a link in the description so you guys can access and get these. But hey, Jake from Full Access UTV. Again, thank you for watching the add-on video. Appreciate it. Bye.